Hello friends, hope you're well. In this video, I want to talk about why certain assets are actually liabilities to you right now when starting your home healthcare business. One of my favorite mentors, he's an online guy. Like, I watch his content, and I kind of learn a lot from this guy, the way he does business. And he's been making money for a while now. And we're gonna call him Uncle G. Uncle G has a saying that says, luxuries once tasted become a necessity. And I 100% agree with him on this point. There are a lot of you guys that are stuck with a lot of liabilities right now. And those liabilities, you are actually thinking they're assets, but they're really not. I was hanging out with somebody that I used to know a couple of years back. And we were hanging out, and then the guy was shocked that I was driving a 10-year-old car. To him, that's weird. Let me tell you why that's weird. People at certain levels in life and financial level are supposed to be driving, the latest car, living in the fanciest neighborhood, in the fanciest mansion they can possibly afford. That's most people once they get to a certain level. And part of that is because they have to conform to society. Human beings were very funny. We're very tribal, and we want to conform to our tribe. So if your co-workers you've worked with for many years, they're leveling up in their money and their finances. If those guys start to purchase new cars every 2 years, upgrading homes every 5 years, they start maybe from a studio apartment, then they go to a 2-bedroom apartment. Maybe they have kids, they have 3-bedroom apartments. Or maybe they don't have kids, but they go and purchase a 5-bedroom mansion, but it's just one person living in that mansion. But nobody ever questions or brings logic to this whole thing and say, wait a minute, something's not adding up here. Why is this one person living in a 5-bedroom mansion? That's the kind of stuff I think about. I look at that mansion as a liability. I don't care if I can afford that mansion cash. I am not staying in a 5-bedroom mansion by myself. I'm scared of ghosts. I'm being honest. Yes, I'm a grown-up, I know that. But I'll be the first one to admit it as a man that I'm afraid of ghosts. Why should I be staying in a mansion all by myself? That's scary. I'd rather go for a studio apartment. And at least I know I got some neighbors. If anything goes down, hey man, I can go to my neighbor. And I know people here, they don't interact with their neighbors like that, but I'm telling you, there's some level of comfort in knowing that should anything go down, maybe you slip and you fall or whatever, especially those guys that live by themselves, you have somebody you can shout to and say, hey man, I've slipped and fallen, can you send help? And then the walls are so thin in most of these apartments, somebody's gonna hear you, or at least somebody's gonna come check up on you. But if you're in like a 5-bedroom mansion in a gated community in the middle of nowhere, who's gonna come help you? That's the kind of stuff I think. I bring logic to everything. Unfortunately, we now live in a society here in the United States where logic is secondary to emotions. It's unfortunate. So most of our purchases are emotion-based. So we feel a certain way about this dream home that we've always wanted, and then we throw all logic out the window and we say, listen, I'm gonna close on this deal. I'm gonna close on this house no matter what. And then we end up getting jammed up 5 years down the road. There's something I'm noticing. There's so many tow trucks picking up brand new cars now, towing them away. And I know what that means. It means that all these people have been saddled with a bunch of liabilities, but now time to pay, they can't pay. If you are getting into business, it doesn't matter what business it is. If you're in this business of a home care business and you're saddled with these fake assets, we call them, which are actually liability, it's gonna hold you back. Comfort is the killer of success, guys. Luxuries once tasted become a necessity. It becomes very, very difficult to go backwards in lifestyle. Justifying going from a 5-bedroom mansion to give all that up and going to stay in a studio apartment in order for you to save enough money to build your business and find financial freedom is very uncomfortable, guys. It's very uncomfortable. I like the new batch of people that are starting to watch my content because you guys are starting to wake up, you're starting to get it. And I like you guys, especially the guys that schedule time. We have a good old time on those calls. Most of those calls go over an hour, which is fun for me because I get to speak to real people. Because a lot of people out here are fake. You'll be shocked how fake people are out here. When you are trying to start a business, these are some of the things you need to think about. How can I cut all these liabilities? And I appreciate a lot of you guys that are being, transparent with me. You're telling me that you got to make a decision over here. Something has to be cut, but you're not quite sure if it's the right move. I promise you, you got to trust yourself. You got to trust your gut, because if you don't trust your gut, do you think that those people care if you go under? Do you think those people care if your car gets repoed? Do you think those people care if you can't meet your mortgage? They don't care. People want to see you doing well, but never better than them. Always remember that. And the ones that want to see you doing good, they'll support you, but they don't have much power in keeping you afloat like that. So it's up to you. Everything comes down to you. It's you and your confidence. The choice is yours. We all have free will out here. I hope you got some value from this video. If you're interested in working with the best, then we need to talk immediately. We're going to focus on how to trim the fat. I'm going to be like Doge. I'm going to be the Department of Home Care Agency Efficiency. I'm going to be a Doge. And we're going to talk about where all the fat needs to be trimmed. Are you willing to sell that car so you can come up with the money to promote your home care business? That's the kind of level of discomfort that we're talking about. Are you willing to sell that $15,000 car, get that in cash, go to a lot and buy a car for $3,000, $2,500 that will run for 2 years, maybe 3? It's a hoopty. You're not going to be shining in that thing, but people are going to probably be laughing at you behind your back. But guess what? You just pocketed 10 grand that you're going to invest in your business now. The sky's the limit for you. We're going to be talking about stuff like that. I want you to schedule time. Link in the description of this video. I'll talk to you soon.